Hey everyone, welcome back to Pennsylvania. Today we're going to be hiking the Wilderness Trail at Twin Lakes Park in Westmoreland County. First we're stopping by the lakeside to get some footage of the cherry blossom tree that's blooming this time of year and some of the ducks that were out on the lake. The Wilderness Trail is one of those unfilmed trails where I couldn't find any other footage of it on YouTube, so we'll be the first ones bringing it to you all. Hope you enjoy it. After viewing the lakeside, we went over to the other parking lot where the Wilderness Trail is somewhere back in here. We had to find it. It's not marked, and I feel like it's one of those trails that no one really ever goes on, so excited to see what's back in here. After hiking back for about 30 minutes or so, you can see we came across an old wooden bridge with a little river running under it. Just a beautiful day for this. But then it was at this point, you can see here, we got hesitant and we kind of turned around. We thought we saw something odd in the woods up ahead, so we decided to film some footage of the woods around us and just to see if we could identify what we saw. We were unable to identify what we thought we saw, so we just continued on into the woods. Less than 5 minutes later, we heard some knocking sounds, which you'll hear now. After about 20 seconds or so, the knocking sounds just stopped. We had the idea as we were walking along that maybe we got something on our footage previously, so we went back to check our footage, and this is what we saw. We went back to the tree where we thought we saw that, but there was nothing there. We continued further into the woods. Here you'll see my wife beside one of the trees, and you can see just how old and ancient these trees are. We came across this gully area, and you can see almost a second layer there where it looks like a large animal could have slithered through there, like it uses it as a means of transportation throughout the forest. We followed the snake-like trail along the riverbed, and it ended in this large cave area. By this time we were pretty spooked, but at this point we were deep into the woods. There was no choice but to continue on and follow the trail. There were no shortages of mysteries today. Here you can see a tree where the bark was stripped off of it for the first about 12 feet up. I'm not sure what animal is big enough to pull the bark down off of trees like that. We came across a hunting stand deep in the woods. As we continued on down the trail, we realized that my wife also got footage of what we reviewed earlier. She was also filming, and we think she got a closer shot, so let's take a look at that. With this footage from the other camera, you can see its snake-like eyes almost staring at us, as if it's hunting us. At this point, we were pretty creeped out, and then we stumbled across these fang marks, almost like the snake was hunting something large, and it missed and it bit right into the ground. At this point, we both felt like we were being followed, and nothing could prepare us for what we were about to encounter and the sheer terror that ensued. What happened next was a complete blur. I fell over backwards and I saw my wife take off running through the woods, and I had to get back upright. I managed to flip over and then I took off running through the woods also to catch up. We ran far enough that we felt pretty safe, but little did we know we were being stalked. Somehow, the snake had found us. I was leaning against a tree for this shot, and I got my hand stuck completely in tree sap when the unthinkable happened. The snake snuck up on my wife and ate her. No time to think, I had to run. Now, if you recall, when I was leaning against that tree, I had that tree sap on my hand. I took my GoPro and I threw it at the snake because I knew that would distract it so I could run away. I threw that GoPro at the snake's head and it hit it right in the forehead, and it stuck to it because of the tree sap. This is the chase that followed. I ran as fast as I could, but I couldn't outrun it. I had to hide. I remembered this tree trunk on the way in across the path, and it gave me the perfect hiding idea. After what felt like hours, the snake finally slithered away. I was able to get down from the tree and make a run for it. I was back across the bridge and almost out of the woods when the snake decided to make one final terrifying appearance. At this point, the snake took its tail, grabbed the GoPro, and threw it back at me. I caught it and I ran out of the woods. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Obviously at some point you thought, this can't be real, and of course it wasn't, right? So there's a lesson there, is not everything is real that you see on the internet and on TV, and especially in these paranormal shows. Let's quickly go through and debunk some of the things in this video, and then I will show you 2 videos that I filmed that are not fake and that I think I can explain, but I'd like to know your opinion in the comments. It was the knocking on the trees. That was what I would chalk up to be a really slow woodpecker. The knocking was real, but 99.9% sure that was a woodpecker. Next, we have the kind of shadow figure moving from left to right across the tree at a long distance. That was obviously my wife, so yeah, and the time that we said we used my wife's camera to zoom in and film it, that was a lie, of course. It was the same camera. I just zoomed in on her as she passed by the tree, and if you look closely and pause it, you can see the snake eyes on her hoodie peeking out there. The third thing is the snake fang marks. Of course, that's a deer track for anyone who's been in the woods. So if you haven't been in the woods, that's a deer track. The bark that fell off the tree, I'm not sure what that was from. That could be any number of reasons. That's real and that's there, but I don't know why. Now that we've debunked the things in this video, let's go back and look at the 2 things that I've filmed in the woods that I heard and saw that seemed really out of place. Again, I think I can explain them, but I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. This one was odd because it was the middle of the day and I was on a rail trail where people were biking up and down, and there was a woman that crossed this trail in Victorian clothing, looks like with her dog, and went into the woods on the other side. Now I did investigate this. There's a little trail on the other side. I'll drop my link to the investigation below. I just think I happened to be in the right place at the right time this day to see a woman crossing this trail in this older clothing style. Let me know your thoughts. In this second clip, this is after the woods went silent for about 5 or 10 minutes. You're gonna hear me breathe out, and then there's this metallic wah 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 sound that like echoes across the mountains. I'm gonna play it for you 3 times. I think it was just something echoing off the mountains, maybe from a road far away. Let me know what you think in the comments.